JBN, we keep you informed. Man arrested after bar shooting. The police arrested and charged Dane Buchanan of Little London, Westmoreland, with 5 counts of wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident in Little London on Tuesday, July 7. Reports are that about 9 p.m., a group of patrons were at a bar when 2 armed men traveling on a motorcycle approached them and opened gunfire. The police were summoned, and 5 people who were seen with gunshot wounds were taken to hospital, where they were admitted in stable condition. The police said Buchanan was arrested on Thursday, July 23, during an operation. He was interviewed and subsequently charged. He is to appear in court soon. 13 murders in 48 hours. There were at least 13 murders across the country between Wednesday evening and Friday night, including 9 across different communities under states of emergency. 6 people were also injured by bullets. 1 death has not been determined. Data shows that there were some 4 murders in St. James, 1 in Hanover, 2 in St. Andrew South Division, 1 in Kingston Western Division, and 1 in Kingston East. St. Mary, St. Anne, and St. Catherine were among other parishes that recorded murders. Up to June 14, a total of 584 people had been murdered across the country. Teenager charged with shooting 11-year-old girl. A teenager was arrested and charged following the shooting of an 11-year-old girl in the Arnett Gardens community in Kingston on Friday, June 5. Charged is 18-year-old Jermaine Balfour of 8th Street in the community. Reports are that the child was playing along Mexico Way when Balfour and another assailant approached and opened gunfire. The police were summoned and she was taken to hospital, where she was admitted in stable condition. On Saturday, July 4, Balfour was accosted and charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Senate extends SOEs despite court threat. The Senate yesterday approved the extension of the 5 states of emergency SOEs currently in operation, just a day before they were scheduled to end. The resolutions, with the backing of 2 opposition senators, were approved after a lengthy debate which ended with 15 ayes against 5 noes, and with 1 member, Senator Damian Crawford, absent. The government needed 14 votes to clear the hurdle. The SOEs in Kingston East, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Catherine, and the St. Andrew South Police Division were extended on June 23 by approximately 1 month until July 25 to synchronize their extensions. The 2 latest SOEs, Central Kingston and Western Kingston, which were effected just over a week earlier, were also extended to the same date. This followed an undertaking by Prime Minister Andrew Holness that it was not his intention to hold an election while sections of the island remain under SOEs. During last week's meeting of the House of Representatives, all 7 SOEs were extended to September 3, based on an understanding between the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition that they would increase bipartisan cooperation with the recently formed private sector-led stakeholders group, which also includes the church and has been holding stakeholder summits on crime. Opening the debate in the Senate yesterday, Leader of Government Business, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, noted that it would go ahead despite the fact that the SOEs expired Saturday and there was a court issue scheduled for Monday. She said that the government's understanding was that there was no ruling yet from the judge on the constitutional matter of detentions before the court, and the 5 detainees whose release was the focus of the case will have to return to court on Monday for the verdict. We are aware of the matter that has been reported and discussed in the press regarding 5 men detained under the state of emergency, and just wish to say that notwithstanding how it has been discussed or reported on, it is the government's understanding that there has been no ruling on the constitutional matter. Therefore, it in no way impacts on the resolutions that are before us today, and the matter continues before the court on Monday, she added. However, the first speaker for the opposition, Senator Floyd Morris, said that while he had adopted a consistently positive approach to the extensions, because the liberty of citizens was fundamental, after hearing the court's ruling on the news and hearing the discussion in the public space about a breach, he had become very concerned and was eagerly awaiting certain clarifications. I swear to protect that constitution in here, so I'm not going to support these resolutions because, in my estimation, and based on my reading and the knowledge of the constitution that I swear to protect inside here, I'm not going to allow the government to continue to violate the fundamental rights and freedoms of our poor Jamaican brothers and sisters, he said. Morris urged his fellow senators to stand up and protect the rights of the citizens and the oath they have taken in joining the chamber. Opposition senators Lambert Brown and K.D. Knight also criticized the resolutions, but government members, including Senator Charles Sinclair, Matthew Samuda, and Ransford Braham, gave full support to the measures. Port Antonio gets new police facility. Over $91 million was spent to construct the Port Antonio Police Station and Divisional Headquarters, which was opened yesterday by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The facility was funded by the National Housing Trust, NHT, under the ministry's Project Rebuild, Overhaul and Construct. In his remarks at the opening ceremony, Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang pointed out that the government has significantly increased investments in the security forces, as it is believed that there is a direct correlation between improved working conditions and performance. We want the police to have proper facilities, so major works have been effected on several police stations across the island to enhance crime-fighting capacity of our security forces and ensure public safety, Dr. Chang said. In addition to the physical work being done on police stations, the minister emphasized that a maintenance program has been put in place to ensure the upkeep of some 186 police facilities island-wide. He added that measures are being put in place to safeguard electronic infrastructure and vehicles. Other police facilities being renovated in Portland are Hope Bay, Orange Bay, Spring Hill, Sansan, and Millbank police stations, while the Buff Bay police station is being reconstructed at a cost of approximately $95 million. Meanwhile, Neil Miller, Senior General Manager for Corporate Services at the NHT, said the trust has committed approximately $2 billion to improving police stations within a 10-mile radius of NHT housing schemes. I am confident that this new station will boost the morale of the police and will serve this community. 4 other stations are currently undergoing refurbishing, while discussions and early planning have commenced for an additional 6 stations across the island, he continued. Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, Member of Parliament for Portland Eastern Anne-Marie Vaz, Member of Parliament for Western Portland Darrell Vaz, and Mayor of Port Antonio Councillor Paul Thompson also participated in the opening ceremony. Rainforest Foods and National Bakery joined forces to feed 10,000 families. 2 of Jamaica's leading food producers, Rainforest Seafoods and the National Baking Company, have joined forces to donate 10,000 meals to 10,000 families island-wide in hopes of alleviating some of the burdens of the coronavirus pandemic. The challenges of COVID-19 have affected some of Jamaica's most vulnerable, limiting their access to essential food items and changing their everyday lives. The initiative, spearheaded by Rainforest Seafoods and the National Baking Company, aims to highlight and fight hunger in Jamaica, a situation likely to worsen due to the economic impact of COVID-19. The 2 companies have urged others to follow suit. Rainforest Seafoods Director of Corporate Relations, Roger Lynn, commented, "In the grand scheme of things, our donation is a drop in the bucket. However, we hope it is the start of a national effort to both raise awareness and much-needed funds to continue the distribution of food items to those most in need. We are proud to partner with Food for the Poor and the Jamaica Red Cross, 2 outstanding charitable organizations, who will distribute the meals fairly and transparently to 10,000 families, ensuring those most vulnerable will benefit." Alluding to the significance of the partnership, Food for the Poor's Director Kiveth Silvera explained, "While we do not have the official statistics on the number of persons that have been negatively impacted by the virus, what we do know is that before COVID-19, we were serving over 400,000 Jamaicans island-wide. Since the onset of the pandemic, this number has increased substantially, and so the need for donations has intensified based on the increased demand for assistance." Silvera added, "Having seen the needs and the increased levels of desperation, we, on behalf of those we serve, wholeheartedly welcome this collaborative effort with our long-standing partners, Rainforest Seafoods and the National Baking Company. Yes, We may have been plunged into what appears to be a new normal, but COVID-19 has taught us that a significant impact can be made when we take a united stance. National Baking Company's Director of Sales and Marketing, Craig Hendrickson, expressed. The pandemic has intensified the challenges for those having to cope with everyday uncertainties of livelihood. And while there's much more to be done, each life enhanced by this donation is counted as a great win in our books as we work towards bettering the lives of our people. Hendrickson also added, in Jamaica, food security continues to be a significant challenge, requiring continuous attention and a partnership, and we will need all hands on deck in creating sustainable change. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.